السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. رب زدني علما، اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهل وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهل. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم في محاضرة دروس اللغة العربية لغير ناطقين بها. I welcome you all to the class of دروس اللغة العربية, and inshallah we are still in lesson number 11, right? And this is all about fi'l Mudaari, and we were in the 7th exercise. So inshallah, let's continue from here. The 7th exercise is change the file in each of the following sentences to feminine. Right, so we need to change these files into feminine, like أين يدرس أخوك يا علي? Where does your brother study, oh Ali? أين تدرس أختك يا علي? So here, because it was أخوك, right? Here, because it was أخوك, we made it يدرس, right? But here it is أخته, so we have to say تدرس. From يدرس it will become تدرس, right? Ya Ali. So inshallah, please help me for the following. Yashrabu abi al-qahwa. My father is drinking coffee. So I have to say my mother is drinking coffee. Tashrabu, yes. Tashrabu ummi. Naam, tashrabu ummi al-qahwata. Ummi, tashrabu ummi al-qahwata. Tashrabu ummi al-qahwata. Next one, third one. يلعب الطفل مع أخته. The child is playing with his sister. You have to say the female child now. تلعب. Now, it's very important, this exercise, because later on we'll get confused with this, because تفعل is the same for she does and you do. It's the same, right? So تلعب الطفلة مع أخته. يذهب الطالب يستفلة. يذهب الطالب إلى المدرسة. The student goes to the school. تذهب. تذهب الطالبة إلى المدرسة, right? تذهب الطالبة إلى المدرسة. أين يجلس المدرس? Where is the teacher sitting? So أين تجلس. نعم, أين تجلس المدرسة? Right? الحمد لله. أين تجلس المدرسة? Where is the مدرسة? Okay, where is the female teacher sitting? Alhamdulillah. So that was the exercise. So تأمل ما يلي, we have to be very careful with this. تذهب could mean أنت تذهب as well as هي تذهب. And أنت تذهب and هي تذهب, both, for both of them we use تذهب. For both of them we use تذهب, right? It could be أنت or هي. Depending on the sentence, we will change accordingly. Right? Anta or here. It could be anything. Yeah. Anta tazhabu or hiya tazhabu. Okay. So we have to. This is important. Next, change the madin, fi'l madi, into the mudaari. Right. Anna dhahabtu ila suqi. So again, we have to look at which form will come, and we have to change it accordingly. Right. Anna dhahabtu ila suqi. I am going to the market. I went to the market. This is past tense, right? So ana adhabu ila suqi. I am going, or I go to the market. So ghasal al waladu wajhahu bis sabuni. So make it into mudaari. Just one word, if you could say it, will be same, right? غسل. The boys washed his face with soap. So غسل's مضارع is يغسل. Now, so just write. Rest all will remain same. يغسل. باب ضرب يضرب. نعم. يغسل. Next, الطلاب خرجوا من الفصل. The students came out from the class. So خرجوا should be made مضارع. يخرجون. نعم. First you have to make a مضارع. خرج is يخرج. Then plural because طلاب, right? So يخرجون. نعم. بأي جامعة درست يا فيصل? In which university did you study, oh Faisal? So now, do you study, oh Faisal? درست should be changed. يدرس, no, we are speaking to Faisal. Yes, whenever we're speaking to someone, it will start with ta. If a ya comes, then it will start with the ta. تدرس. بأي جامعة تدرس يا فيصل? In which school, in which university do you study? Right? الطالب, again careful with the fifth one. الطالبات دخلن الفصل. The female students entered the class. يدخلن. نعم. الحمد لله. Right? الطالبات يدخل. We're not speaking to the girls, right? So ya should come. Right? الطالبات يدخلن الفصل. نعم. لعبت آمنة مع أختها. Amina played with her sister. So Amina is playing. Amina is playing with her sister. تلعب. نعم. لعب is مضارع is يلعب. And now because it is singular girl, ta should come. Right? This is only an exception. Right, for a one girl. Also, generally, ta will come only when you're speaking to someone. But this one girl and two girls, ta will come. تلعب. تلعب آمنة مع أختها. Alhamdulillah. Right. So next, كتب المدرس الدرس على السبورة. The teacher wrote the lesson on the board. Very easy. So you have to say the teacher writes the lesson. يكتب. نعم. يكتب. يكتب. يكتب المدرس, teacher is writing or writes the lesson on the board. سأل الطلاب المدرس أسئلة كثيرة. The students asked the teacher a lot of questions. Careful with this one also. Eighth one, you should be careful. A lot of questions. That is why I said no yasaluna. Why? Because tulab itself is the file. So we have to use the singular form. This is confusing. Okay. Yas'alut tullabu. Like we use sa'ala here, we didn't say sa'alu. Similarly here, it should be yas'alu. Naam, naam. Alhamdulillah. Right, so it's okay. There's no problem, inshallah. Right? Nazala rukabu min al hafilati. The passengers got down from the bus. Again, same rule here. Rukab is plural, but we are starting with a verb. So, singular. So nazala is mudare, simple, right? Nazala. Nazala rukabu min al hafilati. The passengers got down from the bus. Yanzilu. Now, yanzilu rukabu. You know, singular we have to use. Right? Yanzilu rukabu min al hafila. Right? Rest all will remain the same. غسلت أمي الثياب. My mother washed the clothes. الثياب. تغسل. Yes, not يغسل because it's أمي, it will be تغسل. تغسل. Alhamdulillah. So it's not that difficult also inshallah mudare now, right? It's not a problem inshallah. Not that big of a problem. Next, next exercise, we have to make them into negative, like they gave in the example. If it is madi, we'll say ma. Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky, yes. Especially feminine plurals are very tricky all the time. So in this exercise, he is trying to teach us that um, with madi, we always, not always, 99% of the time we use ma, and with mudari we use la. So for example, katama Ahmadu darsa. Ahmad wrote the lesson. So I have to say Ahmad did not write. Ma kataba Ahmadu darsa. So did not, I'll use a ma with fail madi. So it's just ma and la, I mean nothing else. Yaktubu Ahmadu darsa. Ahmad writes the lesson. La yaktubu Ahmadu darsa. Ahmad does not write the lesson or is not writing the lesson, right? That's it. We just need to give two options. Like first one, ana ashrabu shaya. I am drinking the tea. So I don't drink tea. Is ana la ashrabu shaya, because this is mudare. Naam, la will come here. So we can just write la here. Right? La ashrabu shaya. Ma will not come. Laibna kurat al qadam al yawma. We played football today. So this should be ma. Naam, ma. Ma laibna kurat al qadam. Right? We cannot use la. I abi yadhabu ila suqi kulla yawm. My father goes to the market every day. So this will be la again. Right? Abi la yazhabu ila suq. Before the verb it comes, right? Abi la yazhabu ila suqi kulla yawm. Ukhti tadrusu bil jamia. My study my sister studies in the university. This is also la. My sister doesn't study in the university. La tadrusu. حفظت سورة النبأ يا مريم. Did you memorize the surah Naba or Maryam? So this will be Ama Hafizti. Didn't you memorize the surah to Naba or Maryam? So this is what exercise, right? We have to be very clear. With fail Madi, it should be Ma. With fail Mudari, it should be La. Okay. Then we have an exercise where it's teaching Hadful Istiqbal. Right? Hadful Istiqbal is the future tense. So everything you have to give in a reply. Like Sayarji'ul Mudiru Ghadan. The principal will return tomorrow. And for future, with Mudare will add a scene. Right? The principal will return tomorrow. Sa'azhabu ila Makkata ba'da usbu'in inshallah. Like the examples he has given. I will go to Makkah after a week inshallah. Sa'azhabu. Right? Sa'azhabu ila Makkata ba'da usbu'in inshallah. أذهب إلى الملعب كل مساء. I go to the playground every evening. سأذهب هذا المساء إلى المكتبة. But this evening, I will go this evening to the library. سأذهب هذا المساء إلى المكتبة. I will go to the library. So you have to reply like this. متى يرجع أبوك من بغداد يا علي? When will your father return from Baghdad يا علي? سيرجع بعد أسبوع. Right? He will return after 1 week. So something like that. Sergio Gadan. Scene with fail mudar. أين تذهب هذا المساء? Where are you going this evening? So سأذهب إلى الملعب. I'm going to the playground هذا المساء, this evening. متى تكتب الرسالة إلى أمك يا يونس? Right? When will you write a letter to your mother, O Yunus? Right? So everything When we'll write سأكتب غدا إن شاء الله, right? I will write it tomorrow إن شاء الله or something. سأكتب بعد أسبوع, and I will write after 1 week. متى تغسل السيارة يا ولد? When will you wash the car, oh boy? So سأغسل هذا المساء, I will wash it this evening. متى تذهب إلى الحلاق يا هشام? When will you go to the barber? Right? When will you go? سأذهب بعد شهر, I will go after a month inshallah, right? Something. سأذهب في أي محطة تنزل يا سيدي? Oh sir, in which station will you get down? Right? Which station? سأنزل المحطة القادمة, I will get down at the next station. قادمة is next. So it's all about seen. This is called harful istiqbal, right? Future. Kalla sawfa is also used. Yeah. Sa'a, yes. Why because they are speaking to us, right? But not here. Aina, not this. Mata yarji'u abuka, right? When will your father return? So sayarji'u, ya with a ya. Depends, right? It's not necessary that a should come, because we are replying for ourselves. That's why the a is coming, right? Yeah, because I am replying, yes. If I say my father is returning, will return tomorrow, sayarji'u. Sayarji'u. It comes in the Quran all the time. Seen and sawfa, or sawfa is also used. Huh? Sawfa means not so soon, but a little time, right? Sawfa. With a gap in between. Seen is like very soon, in the future, but both are same. Sayalamuna ghadan. They will know tomorrow. Then he's teaching us masdar. Yeah, near future and far future. Like sawfa is far. But both can be interchanged. There's no problem. Write the masdar of the following verbs as in the examples. So now he's telling us about the masdars. Masdars and al-madi wal-mudaari and masdars, right? Masdar is what? This is a verbal noun, and there is no fixed pattern about it at all. And this is the most problematic, because we have to memorize them like we memorize the vocabs, and there's no patterns at all. But I mean, there are patterns, but there's so many, like tens and tens of patterns. Here he's teaching us fu'ulun pattern, and there's no rule which pattern will come to what. It's just that we have to memorize them. We can't do anything about it, right? So, and we cannot just make it on our own also. We have to look at what pattern it is. So in the dictionary, you'll find the Madi, then he'll tell which bab it is, A, U, or whatever, and then he'll give you the masdar also, because you cannot guess it, right? So dakhala, these three are important: Madi, Mudaari, and the masdar, right? So dakhala, yadkhulu, dukhulun. So dakhala's masdar is dukhul. Dukhul means entrance. Right? What is masdar? Masdar does not give you the time. It's just the act itself. Right? It is a noun. It is a noun. Dukhulun. That's why it has a tanween. Right? The entrance itself. Rakiba, yarkabu, and this will be same pattern. Rukubun. Rukub. Right? Rukubun. Rakiba, yarkabu, rukubun. Riding itself, the act of riding itself is called rukub. Like horse riding is called rukubul khayl, right? Horse riding, rukubul khayl. So rakiba yarkabu rukubun. Jalasa yajlisu julus. All same pattern. He's just giving one pattern now. Julusun. Now the act of sitting. Julus. Nazala yanzilu nuzul. Nuzulun. Nuzul, act of coming down. Nuzulul ayah, right? The words coming down. Kharaja yakhruju khuruj, exiting. Sajada yasjudu sujudun. Right? Sujud, to do sujud. Act of prostrating is called sujud. Jalisun is the actor, the fa'il. Fa'ilun jalisun, the one who sits. Naam. Like sajada yasjudu, the one who does sajda is called sajid. Sajidun, Dakhilun, Raqibun, right? The one who rides. The plural of Raqibun is Rukab, right? Raqib, passenger is called Raqib because he is riding. Yeah. Uh, Jalis, Nazil. Raka yarkau. Raka is the one who does ruku'. I mean, the word itself is ruku'. Ruku'un. Sa'ida yas'adu is to go, ascend. Ascend. So ascension is called su'udun. Right? Go up, to go up, ascension. Elevate. Sa'ida. Bab samia. Sa'ida yas'adu. Like good deeds go up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Good words. Sa'ida yas'adu. Su'ud. It's not with the sin, it's with sad. Right? Sa'ida yas'adu. Su'ud. It's su'ud. Okay, so these are the patterns of masdar. Point out the masdar in the following sentences. So we have to point out the masdar. So this could be a little tricky, right? But once you get used to it, it'll be easier, inshallah. So please help me out. The masdar, we'll underline it. Yeah. لهذه الحافلة بابان هذا للدخول وذاك للخروج. Because it's just one pattern, it's easier now. So which are the masdars here? This bus has two doors. This is for the, yes, this and this. Now, khuruj. Yes. Right? هذا للدخول وذاك للخروج. This is the masdar for dukhul and this is for the khuruj, for entrance and exit. مات الرجل بعد رجوعه من الحج. The man died after returning from Hajj. Ruju', yes. Raja'a yarji'u ruju'an. Right? That's how we say all the, like, if you want to tell about the verb, that's how we say. We make it mansub. Right? Just, it's called sarfu saghir. Raja'a yarji'u ruju'an. Kharaja yakhruju khurujan. That's the style to make it mansub, just for the sake of, remembering. يدخل الطالب الفصل قبل دخول المدرس ب5 دقائق ويخرجون بعد خروجه. دخول is here. The students enter the class before the teacher enters by 5 minutes and they go. ويخرجون بعد خروجه. خروج is the masdar, right? دخول. So meaning is clear, right? Before the entrance of the teacher, or before, yeah, and before his exit. قال لنا الطبيب. Doctor said to us. قال لنا الطبيب الجلوس هنا مع المريض ممنوع. The doctor said to us, sitting here with the patient is prohibited. So julus is the masdar. الجلوس هنا مع المريض ممنوع. الصعود على الجبل صعب والنزول منه سهل. Ascending the mountain is difficult, while descending is easy. Fifth one. Okay. As-su'ud here. And al-jabali, I should go up maybe. As-su'udu ala al-jabali sa'abun wan-nuzul. Pen is not. As-su'udu ala al-jabali sa'abun. Su'ud, ascension, and descension. Yeah? Descending. So climbing up the mountain is difficult, but descending is easy. أحب ركوب الخيل. I love ركوب الخيل. Yeah, ركوب. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Right, last one. قال حامد. Hamid said لابنه ياسر, to his son Yasir, سأذهب إلى السوق بعد رجوعك من المدرسة. رجوعك. Yeah, I will go to the market after your return. Right, رجوع means return. After your return, من المدرسة, from the school. Alhamdulillah, this is all masdar. Many people get confused with the masdar. We should not get confused. It is not a verb. Masdar is not a verb, and they start using verbs when we say that we have to use a masdar here, okay? Because later on it will become confusing, okay? Now, let me, we've learned what is a masdar, right? But we can delete this. Yeah. Like it's like a normal noun. It can join, like I have to say his entrance, dukhuluhu. Yeah, her entrance, dukhuluha, or her ascension, su'uduhu, or su'uduha. Right? Anything. We can, like a normal noun, like qatl. Yeah, mudaf ilayh. Yes. I have to say the teacher's entrance. So I'll say dukhulul mudarrisi, like a normal noun. Yeah. Or for example, qatl. Qatala yaqtulu, the pattern is fa'alun. Qatl. So I have to say qatluhu, his death, his murder. Qatluhu, qatlul madinati, the murder of the city, or something. Qatilul madina, qatil is. Okay. Or my entrance, dukhuli, khuruji. Now there's something he will teach us in the future, but this masdar can be replaced by a verb, okay? And it is called masdarun muawwalun, interpreted masdar. Muawwal means interpretation. Yeah, we could change it, right? Masdarun muawwalun, like here, right? مات الرجل بعد رجوعه من الحج. So anytime masdar muawwal will come, there will be a an. This is called an masdariya. An. An. Then I have to use a fail mudari. So raja'a yarji'u. I'll look at the person I'm speaking to or not, third person or second person, and I will use it accordingly. Yarji'a. So I can say the same statement by using an. An, what it does, it gives it mansub. It makes it mansub. So an yarji'a. So instead of saying ruju'ihi, I can say mata rajulu ba'da an yarji'a min al-hajji. Both mean, the meaning is totally same. Right? This both combination is called masdarun muawwalun. I mean, it's not a masdar actually. It is, we are interpreting as a masdar, because anytime an plus fail mudare comes, we can delete it and use a masdar. Okay. So inshallah, it'll come in the future, and this is very confusing when it comes. Right? Very confusing, because people don't understand what masdar muawwal is. It is nothing except that, like in English also, like if an means here it's not that. An means that here. So mata rajulu ba'da an yarji'a. After that he returned from the Hajj, right? But we don't translate this an generally. We don't translate this an yarji'a. Right? It means that mostly, right? So mata rajulu ba'da an yarji'a min al-hajj. Like here, يدخل الطلاب الفصل قبل دخول المدرس. Instead of saying دخول, I can delete دخول, masdar I can delete and bring an plus قبل أن يدخل المدرس. So in English also we can do that, before the entrance of the teacher, or I can use a verb, before the teacher enters. See? Same thing in English also. Right? Yeah, an lan kai izan, make it mansub. Inshallah, it will come in the future. He's not bringing it now. Right? He'll teach us slowly. It'll come maybe 6-7 lessons later on. Right? It's not there now. Right? But just because we are learning masdar, I wanted to tell that we can replace the masdar plus an plus verb. Right? An plus fa'il mudari is called masdar muawwalun. Right? Inshallah. This is what I just wanted to introduce you. This is it. There's nothing else. I mean, we can replace it. Khalas, over. But we have to look. If there's a girl, for example, قبل دخول البنت, before the entrance of the girl, so I have to use a feminine form of the verb. قبل أن تدخل, right? Instead of يدخل, I have to use تدخل البنت, right? Yeah, You have to change accordingly. Masdar won't change, yeah? Masdar is a noun, it won't change. Dukhul is male, for female, for plural, for singular, for everyone it's dukhul, 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 dukhul. But when we're using a verb, we have to change it accordingly. Right? Verbs change. Nouns don't change. Nouns change, but in the case endings, but verbs change in the form itself, right? So this is what it is. I mean, that's it, inshallah. He'll bring it in the future. Right? 5 to 6. It is called Masdar Muawwal. So anytime in the Quran we find an plus, alhamdulillah, an plus fail Mudaari, we can change it in the Quran also. Right? And try it out. We can try it out. Or whenever we find a Masdar, we can change it into fail Mudaari. Right? Alhamdulillah. Next, Amma. Amma, this is called Harfu Tafsiran. Anyways, the name is not important. Amma means as for, right? When you're explaining something, as for this, as for that, then amma comes, right? 2 exercises, alhamdulillah, we are done. So amma. So aina taskununa, where do you live? Ikhwati yaskununa fi mahaji' al-jamiyati. My brothers stay in the university hostel. Amma ana, as for me, see, as for me. I mean, when you say as for me, fa should always come with amma, right? I mean, not the first word, the second word, but reply. As for me, I, like, because there's a pause kind of, right? There's a comma. As for me, I stay ma kharibin li. With my kharib is relatives. It doesn't mean close to me, someone close to me. It means with li, if it comes, it means relatives, yeah? With my relatives. So he's giving examples for amma. أتعرف الإنجليزية والفرنسية جيدا يا حامد? Do you know English and French nicely, oh Hamid? أما الإنجليزية. So when you're talking about 2 or 3 things, you can use amma. أما, as for English, فأعرفها جيدا, I know it very well. وأما الفرنسية, as for French, فدرست, I see fa all the time. Right? Jawab has a fa. فدرستها قبل سنوات. I studied years ago. ولكني نسيتها الآن, but I forgot it today. نسيا ينسى. We'll learn about it in the future, inshallah, in the end of the book. This is almost the most difficult verb to conjugate, right? Because it is bab samia as well as bab, it's naqis. It's weak. Last letter is weak. There's quite a lot of changes here. Okay, we'll come to it, inshallah, whenever we come to it. But nasitu is I forgot, right? Nasitu, I forgot. Become هذا الكتاب وهذه المجلة. How much is this book and this magazine? أما الكتاب. So 2 things, right? فهو بعشرة ريالات. As for the book, fa KMC, fa. أما الكتاب فهو بعشرة ريالات. It is with 10 riyals. وأما المجلة فهي. Right? Nothing much here. Talking about the usage of amma. فهي بثلاثة ريالات. Right? It is with 3 riyals. أين المستشفى وأين مكتب البريد? Where is the hospital and where is the post office? So أما المستشفى. So we can write if you want. Right? أما المستشفى. As for the hospital, then you have to say فهو or something. Right? Because fa أما المستشفى فهو. Right? As for the hospital, فهو أمام ذاك المسجد. Right? As for the hospital, it is. I have to reduce it. أما المستشفى. Right? أما المستشفى فهو أمام ذاك المسجد. It is in front of that masjid. قريب من السوق. Right? It is close to the market. What? وأما مكتب البريد. As for the post office, فهو. Again, فهو, right? It is close to the market. Right? Inshallah. في أي كلية يدرس حامد وعثمان? In which college does Hamid and Usman study? So فأما حامد, as for Hamid, فهو في كلية, or you can say not huwa here. You can say فيدرس. As for Hamid, he studies. فيدرس في كلية التجارة. He studies in business commerce, College of Commerce. وأما عثمان فهو في كلية الطب. Right? He studies in medical college. Inshallah. أين ذهب أبوك يا أخوك? Where did your father and your brother go? أما all the أما أبي. As for my father, فذهب إلى المستوصف. He went to the clinic. وأما أخي. As for my brother, فذهب إلى الصيدلية. He went to the pharmacy. Mustawsaf is clinic and صيدلية is pharmacy. Right? Alhamdulillah. خلاص. Alhamdulillah. Last exercise. جاء أخي من مكة. My brother came from Makkah. Right? جاء أخ لي. So instead of saying أخي, we can say أخ لي also. A brother for me. Right? This is the way we can do it. Right? أخ لي من مكة. So جاء is equal to جاء أحد إخوتي. Another way of saying that, one of my brother came. One of my brothers came. أحد إخوتي. So three ways you can say for my brother. I can say أخي or أخ لي or أحد إخوتي. Right? Like the next one also he says ذهبت لزيارة صديقي. I went to visit my friend. So instead of saying صديقي, I can say صديق لي. Right? ذهبت لزيارة صديق لي. I went to visit a friend of mine. Kind of a friend for me. We can translate like that. Or لزيارة أحد أصدقائي. I went to visit one of my friends. Right? So this is also a way. أسكن مع قريبي. I stay with my relatives. Yeah, with someone close to me, and that is my relatives. أسكن مع قريب لي. This is what came in the lesson, right? I stay قريب لي. So instead of using ya mutakallim, we can use lam plus li, right? So haza bayti. This is my house. I can also say it. Hada baytun li. Although rarely people use it, but that's also a way it's permissible. Ma ahadi aqribai. Which one? Third one? Yeah, this is instead of saying this is my house, I can say this is one of my houses. Yeah, one of my brothers. Yes, it totally looks different. Yeah, but we can say it is like it gives you the same meaning, right? Ahadi aqribai. I stay with one of my relatives. It's the same meaning. I mean, yeah, one of my brothers, or my brother came, or one of my brothers came. We just don't want to specify which brother. So we're saying I have so many brothers. Out of that, one of them came. I mean, it has the same meaning of it. Inshallah, it looks different. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean different basically. I mean, if you go into detail, yeah, we could say, because my brother came, one of my brothers came, both mean the same, that my brother came, right? So that's what he wants to say. Al-kalimatul jadida, darasa, yadrusu, verbs, right? To study. Sakana, yaskunu, to stay. Shakara, yashkuru, to thank. Nazala, yanzilu. This is all nasa. This is daraba. Nazala, yanzilu. This is fataha. Bahasa, yabhasu, to search. Sa'ida, yas'adu, to ascend. Sa'ida. Arafa, ya'arifu, to know. Daraba, bab daraba. Adaraba, yadribu. Arafa, ya'arifu. With a fatha, it gets a kasra. Mata, yamutu. This is ajwaf. Inshallah, we'll learn in the future, but Mata, yamutu, to die. Nasitu, I forgot. Qaribun, aqribau. Qarib means close, but aqriba, relatives here. The meaning here means relatives. Unwanun, anavinu. The plural is anavin. Unwan is address, right? Address. Anavin, addresses. Bitaqatun, bitaqatun. Bitaqa is a card, right? Visiting card or whatever. Any card is called bitaqa. Bitaqatun, like cards. Mahattatun, mahattatun. Railway station, railway stations, stations. Thawbun, thiyabun. Thawb is a robe, robes. Risalatun, rasailu, letter, letters. Risala is a letter. Rasail is the plural. Hallaqun, hallaquna, barber. Hallaq is a barber, right? It does hallaq. Mustawsaf is a clinic. Mustawsaf. Saydiliyatun is a pharmacy, medical hall. Aruzun, rice. Aruz, rice. Qadimun, coming. Khaylun, khuyulun, horse. Horses have many names, yeah. Hisanun, khaylun, not Abbas. Yeah, but khayl is also means one horse. The plural is khuyul. Khuyulun, horses. So alhamdulillah, we learned about fa'il mudari and so on. Ma and la. Darasa yadrusu, to study. Nazala yanzilu, to descend. Arafa ya'arifu, to know. Sakana yaskunu, to stay, to live. Bahatha yabahathu, to look for, to search something. Mata yamutu, to die. This was actually, Bab Nasara. So, Mawata Yamvutu, right? Mawata Yanvutu. But because it's so difficult to pronounce, and whenever you have waw or a ya mutaharik, we change it to an alif. Right? Mutaharik waw and ya means waw and ya have dhamma fatha kasra, we change it to an alif. And if it has previous with a fatha. And this was Yamvutu. It was changed to make it Yamutu. Shakara yashkuru, Sa'ida yas'adu, to ascend. Nasitu, I forgot. Qadibun, relative. Mahatta, station. Hallaq, barber. Aruz, rice. Unwanun, address. Thawbun, clothes. Mustawsaf, clinic. Qadimun, coming. Bitaqa, visiting card. Risala, letter. Saydiliya, pharmacy. And khaylun, horse. Just one horse. Right? Khuyul is horses. Alhamdulillah, this was the 11th lesson. Right? So next thing, is fa'il mudari, but feminine now. Right? Ina will come here. Right? All these things will come in lesson number 12. It's not so a big lesson. It's a short lesson, inshallah. We can complete in one day tomorrow. And then lesson 13 is all, just revision. Like we had lesson 8 in book 2 for fa'il madi. This is all fa'il mudari. Just a short lesson, this also. Right? Lesson 13. Right? All the this one. Then 14, 15, 16 also, I think. All 14, 15, 16, it's all about amr, command verbs. Right? How do you make them, and inshallah. So before Ramadan, inshallah, our goal is 13 lessons. Inshallah. So tomorrow, hopefully, we'll try to finish it, or maybe not tomorrow. Even if it doesn't finish, I think that we cannot, because the main lesson itself will take some time, maybe. Let's see. Inshallah. Right? So we have almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more classes, inshallah, before Ramadan. Our goal is to finish till 13th lesson, because I don't want to start 14th with Amr. We'll start with after Ramadan, yeah, from 14 onwards, inshallah ta'ala. So we just have 2 more lessons, inshallah. So we'll try to go slowly. There's no rush. We have 5 more classes. Even if we finish early, then inshallah, we'll not start 14th lesson. Inshallah. Okay, because we want to be clear with Madi and Mudari before we go into the tough parts. Because Amr is easy, but then the moods of Mudari comes, and then weak verbs comes, right? Weak verb come, and then inshallah it might take more. We need time for that. Masdar Mu'awwal comes. We need to be focusing on those things, inshallah. Jazakallahu khair. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
كانوا قليلا من الليل ما يهجعون وبالأسحار